Hello and welcome back to All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I am your host, and my guest is Dr. Freeman. Dr. Freeman is involved in a unique program, at least as far as I'm concerned, it's unique, mentoring in medicine. And when we went to break, we were talking in general about the organization. But how long has this organization been around? I believe you said it's been around for a while.
Since 2006, we were formally incorporated.
Almost 20 years.
Almost 20 years. It's been 17 years.
Wow, that's a long, long time. And you've been engaged from its inception?
Yes, I was the founder of Mentoring in Medicine and Science. Mentoring in Medicine actually started in New York when I was a resident in training in emergency medicine with my mentor and another educator. And then I relocated to California and was charged to try to replicate what we had started there.
Okay, Dr. Freeman, what is if you had to tell, if I were to ask you, what is the mission of the organization?
The mission is to diversify. I'm sorry to cut you out.
No problem.
But I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
You're ready to go. All right.
The mission is to diversify the health professions and to give students leadership, professional development, and career exposure, so they are a triple threat and ready to enter the health workforce. So
the ultimate goal is to get more Blacks and others involved in the medicine field. Is that right?
Yes, because we believe if you have people from the community delivering that health care, then the patients will have better outcomes.
So I will have a choice. When I want a doctor, I can. If I want to have a Black doctor, I can get one. Is that one of the goals?
That's the goal.
And I think it's a great goal because I have a Black urologist, I have a Black everything, and for good reason.
Right.
Because I feel as though that they will understand my problems better.
Right.
And therefore, I will probably get a better outcome.
And there's just a relation, obviously, that exists with people who speak other languages, right? No matter your earnestness and your authenticity, there are things you can miss if you don't speak Hmong as a native language or Vietnamese or Spanish as a native language. But as you know, there are all kinds of studies that show people who are culturally relatable to you, patients feel more comfortable and they're more apt at sharing things and then getting better care because you understand the complete picture of what happens outside of the institution of medicine.
Now, earlier we were talking about some of the mentoring that you guys, that the organization does in high school. What about in college or medical school?
We have several programs for college students and not direct services for medical students anymore. When we first started, we were serving medical students, PA students, doing conferences, summer internship, trainings for high school students. And one of my mentors, beloved mentors, Dr. Frank Stagger Sr.
And I know Frank
was
quite well. I knew him
board.
Quite well.
Well, Frank Stagger Sr. was on my board, and he advised me to focus that you can't serve everyone well. So we narrowed our focus to high school and college and cut back on our programs and tried to put everything into that population, those who are about to embark into medical school.
And Dr. Frank Staggers Sr. was one of my Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity brothers. We were talking about Kappa Alpha Psi previously. So I can attest that Frank was one of the great physicians in the Bay Area here. And we miss him dearly.
We do. And he believed in mentorship, which is what the premise of this nonprofit is about. You know, we have to acknowledge that I have resources. I had the benefit to go to undergrad and graduate school, and you form friendships with people who have degrees and access to expertise. But after working in a county hospital for 25 years and seeing the patients who don't have those same resources or someone to call to understand them, to give them a second opinion, it is pivotal for me that we must do this. We must give kids and young people an opportunity to enter these careers.
Now, the hands-on experience that mentoring in medicine provides to students, how does that work? Do they What do you mean hands-on experience?
That can look like coming into a hospital and shadowing an orthopedic surgeon and going to the OR with them. Highland Hospital has been a flagship program site for us, and now they also shadow at Kaiser in Oakland, at Sutter Summit Hospital in Oakland. But primarily, they would go to surgical subspecialties. Obviously, I'm an emergency physician, so they are immersed in the ER. Without the support of the emergency department at Highland, we wouldn't be as successful as we are.
So Highland has fully bought into the concept, mentoring in medicine.
Well, it's a teaching hospital, and part of their mission is teaching for all. So they support health pathways. They support opportunities for their citizens to come in and get exposed to careers. So an example to your question of hands-on is directly observing care at the bedside. We also teach them how to suture. We teach them how to splint. If somebody in your family has a sprain or a fracture, what would you do until you get them to the hospital?
So they get a lot of valuable learning experience right from the hospital itself and from the doctors who are involved.
That's right. We have over 50 health professionals who volunteer with us on an annual basis. So we're able to bring those professionals in to train them in CPR and first aid and train them on Narcan administration now that we're dealing with the opioid crisis, for example.
And that is a good example. We got to go to break, so don't touch that remote. We will be right back with All About Community. Again, my name is Robert L. Harris. I'm your host, and my guest is Dr. Jocelyn Freeman.